You want to take a soak to remember this place, man?
Dude, I lined the toilet seat.
Did you notice the toilet moves?
I don't like it.
Center of the vehicle and stay away from the doors. We will soon arrive at the terminal station serving gates A29 through A55. Luggage claim, ground transportation, and concourses B and C.
Good morning. Colleen and I are now at our Airbnb. We actually got here last night. The flights were perfectly fine. We did fly from PA to Tampa via Detroit. It's a whole Expedia issue. I will never use Expedia ever again. These flights to and from Florida this trip are the last time I use Expedia for anything other than comparing prices. This Airbnb is a single home. It's awesome. There's a washer and dryer. And oh, what is that? A Camaro? Yeah, we got a Camaro. I rented a Nissan Sentra initially, and then when we actually went to get our key, they said, hey, do you want a free upgrade to a sports car? They said, well, we have a 2022 Camaro. I said, okay. But back to the house. There is solar panels up there. So this is kind of, I don't know if all utilities are on solar, but there's a lot of solar panels. It is a very small house, so I'm assuming everything is solar. There is a keypad entry here that I'm not going to show. So we got a fairly good sized living room here. There is a smart TV that does have some streaming services on it. So TV, movies, whatever you want. And then a dining room over here, good sized table. There is 2 bedrooms. Colleen's getting dressed right now, so we're only gonna show one, but decent sized kitchen. And there is a full washer and dryer as well. That is critical. I'll never get an Airbnb unless it has a washer and dryer. One full size bathroom and one of 2 bedrooms. This is the smaller of the 2. We did steal some pillows because the pillows are not great. Are you putting on your face?
Yeah.
All right, it's a mess, but this is the other bedroom, king bed, and that's about all that fits in here. There's a closet and a TV, but this is the fan that we got to circulate some air for us because the AC doesn't keep up. One negative from staying here, because it's a solar house, the air conditioning does not keep up with Florida heat, so it's in the 90s while we're here all week. We're only staying here 3 nights, so it's not going to be terrible, but we noticed when we came in, they keep the temperature set at 77 when there's no one here, which is fine, but when we set it ourselves to 70, 72, it took literally all night. Luckily, we weren't in the house too long. We went out and did some things yesterday evening, but when we got back, it still was not up to temperature, and it had over an hour yet before it would actually get to the temperature that we set. And then sometime last night while we were sleeping, it actually got to 70 degrees. So we ended up having to run out and grab a fan for the bedroom to circulate some air for us. And here's the thermostat. So you can see we have it set to 70. It's 72, and it's saying it's going to take an hour to get to 70 degrees, but it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's not even at 90 degrees outside yet, and it already is losing efficiency. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess it's because solar power and it's some kind of efficiency system, but it definitely cannot keep up with the Florida heat. And as usual, I will not be giving the address of this place, but I will link the posting in Airbnb for this location if you would like to rent this place. We are in Sun Bay South, which is basically like centrally located, kind of down on a peninsula in the middle of Tampa area. So we can kind of drive in any direction and get there pretty quickly, either east or west. And the exterior around that side is where the carport is. There is a patio door here that comes out from the living room, and there is decent sized property here. I don't know if there's I've actually never been back to the backyard yet, but oh, just your air conditioning unit. Yeah, I'd say that's a little small for the size house, but a decent sized lot. You could easily put a fire pit out here, lawn chairs, sunbathe, whatever you want to do. All right, we're gonna take a minute to talk about what we did last night. So Lakeland was an area that we checked out in probably our first video. We're moving to Florida, very first video. I'll link all of the videos in the series down below, but we went back to Lakeland because there's a Lakeland Antiques Mall that I've heard about, like some cool things, and it was insane. We only had about an hour. We maybe saw a quarter of it.
Yeah, there was so much.
gathering like decor for the new house, and it's like adventure themed. So this is actually, it's an African mask, but it's actually Disney parks. I didn't realize it was Disney parks till I saw the OG sticker on there, but they were selling it for $9.99 and Disney was selling it for $10. So I mean, there's things that aren't even marked up there. There are things that are marked up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hit or miss as far as pricing.
Are those the only two things you got? I thought you got
Yes.
the third thing.
No, I didn't want to spend the money. They do get like thousands of items a week, and every day they're changing items. Obviously, things are selling and they're restocking, so it's kind of hit or miss. So if you live
So much
close
stuff.
to Lakeland, definitely check it out. And you probably have to check it out over and over if there's something you're searching for. But the other thing I got is a carving set from India. It looked like it would be a cool display piece, and
Here, let me
then
take it apart for you.
just watch the knife.
This doesn't look like it would be like it's some sort of sword.
I thought it was like a dual dagger thing,
So you just
which still would have been cool.
push this and then you pull out. So there's the
Yeah,
fork.
there's a fork part, which
Part.
you know could be a weapon also.
Yes.
I mean, maybe it's a weapon. They just
They
call
just
it a
push
carving
down
set, and then there's like a dagger, but it's engraved with India
It
on
is
the
pretty cool.
blade. I have no idea how old it is. It's real wood carved.
DDD. Oh.
I'll have
or
to do some
one.
research. Maybe it's worth
Is that
some
a
money.
one?
I don't know. That was
I?
$40. So the other thing we have to point out is Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill.
It's so good.
Everything. And we shared an appetizer, Louisiana fondue. The descriptions were good, so obviously that's why we got what we got. But we hadn't, I just Googled it. We didn't talk to anybody as far as like referring us to any places to eat there.
Now I did talk to Dana while we were there, and Dana's like, "Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good." Which she usually gets the shrimp and scallops on that grit cake, which I was gonna get until I saw the summer specials with the red fish and the crawfish risotto. So
Yeah,
I ended up
crawfish
getting that.
risotto. But there was crawfish in the fondue too.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it's all Louisiana style.
The pricing was so
Yes.
good.
Yeah, all of us, well, everything that we got was $85. We shared an app, both got entrees, shared a dessert. You got just seltzer water, and then I got like a virgin mint julep, which wasn't on the menu. I just said, do you happen to know how to do that? Because it's a New Orleans thing. I got one at Disneyland at Cafe Orleans, so I was like, I would think anybody would know how to do that if they're Louisiana style.
And a
here,
bartender.
they knew how to. So that was tasty. I do have to say Disneyland was better, but that one was good.
And the meals are huge. Like we
Yeah.
have
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
we had dinner
halves
tonight.
for dinner tonight.
So right now we're gonna run out and check out some new areas. So this Airbnb, we're only here for 2 more nights, and then we're driving out to, well, we'll keep it a surprise. What do you think of the Marrow?
What's the Camaro? Oh, the Camaro. I had to say the seats are extremely comfortable.
I mean, there's no room back there, so you
No.
couldn't tilt back all the way,
But-
but it's enough to nap.
Like a nappy seat. Yeah.
Would you need the neck pillow to make it better? It's fine, the way that it is.
I mean, I slept yesterday. I wasn't feeling good yesterday.
I think you would have slept anywhere.
Yeah, I was not feeling well yesterday.
The next day.
We never updated from yesterday.
What did we do? Oh, we drove around.
Yes. Well, we ended up going back to Zephyr Hills and still came to the same conclusion that we would limit our job opportunities if we lived in Zephyr Hills.
Although I was more open to the idea that they had the cutest little house right next to a school for Mel to work at, not go to, obviously. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was non-HOA, in-law suite in the basement. Was that the one with the basement finished?
yeah, and
It was
a
older,
nice
though.
yard.
When was that one built? 50s or
Yeah,
something?
the 50s.
So I'm always worried about plumbing and like the utilities of an older home if they haven't been redone at all. I go down to Ruskin area today, so we'll update when we get down there. I didn't show any of the homes we looked at yesterday because they are still privately owned. One of them, wow, was unique. That was in Land O'Lakes.
It had potential, but they so overpriced it. You would literally need to take off like $200,000 of the price, gut the entire thing, and outside, and then be okay.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Florida is the housing market was so crazy, there's still people trying to sell it way overpriced prices.
Like that person's not going to get even
Oh,
they
no.
put it for $459, and they're not going to get $300.
No, not at all. So
Even the real estate agent was like,
they're just seeing what they can get. They're probably just feeling, because she said it was off and on the market.
yeah.
So they're just feeling things out. off and on, it seems like. So, I don't know, you'll run into that kind of stuff while you're home hunting. Down in Florida, prices are all over the place, and resales, there's going to be sellers who are trying to overprice still, even though the market is calmed down now, and there's plenty of inventory. So we're going to go to Ruskin. Is it just, Waimama again, which we always seem to go back to Waimama, and the prices are affordable. The realtor already sent us a list of homes, like an itinerary of stuff to look at, so we're going to go do that today.
There's one that I really like that has a huge open side lot. So like we had picnic. I don't know who we're having a picnic with.
Yep.
So we know nobody.
I mean, the price would have to come down a bit because there's no pool.
Yeah, it would
For
have
us
to come
to
down
put a pool in.
50,000.
And I'm hoping for a callback. I had like emailed with an executive director of a community down here for a possible job placement, but I never got a confirmation of when we could interview, so I called them this morning and I'm hoping for a call back.
Later.
All right, I made a quick stop in Davis Islands because we had this home we were interested in. It's right across the street.
I mean,
The realtor's not here yet to give us a tour, but
like there's this side, I think like there's 6 garages, so I don't think it's enough for all the cars. It looks a little on the smaller side.
You're the one that takes up all the space.
Definitely don't know if it will be big enough for us. What do you think?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
I like the stone.
I think it's
pretty.
only
I like that it's gated.
20 million, I think.
That's it? Oh,
For real, it's supposedly where Tom Brady lives, or lived. Who knows if he's still there.
yeah.
But
And who
we
else
were
did you
in the
say?
area. Well, Derek Jeter supposedly owns like a lot of property around here, and then he rents to other people. But then it said Tom Brady was selling it, so I don't know if he ended up buying it. I don't know.
I was looking at the real estate on this island, and you can get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath around 1,300 square feet for about $800,000. If not, you're going to have to go up into the high millions. I think the largest lump sum of money I saw was, what was one, 143 million or something like that. And I was like, just 143 million.
You know, so if any of you are interested in like high-end living, Davis Island is where to go.
The next day.
Where did we go yesterday? We drove around a lot. Mostly new builds, a couple of resales, but the market for resales is not as good as new builds because you get more incentives. So we're still focusing on new builds, and we still ended up going back to Berry Bay. So we did, that's a neighborhood that we talked about in a previous video,
Well,
and we ended up going back.
I really wanted to see South Shore Bay because Epperson and Wesley Chapel. I love.
The one with the lagoon that we also had in a video that we just showed, but we couldn't afford. There's a one similar to that in Waimama. Was that Waimama?
It's called South Bay Shores, I think. No.
South Shore Bay.
South Shore Bay. Yeah. They have the lagoon. So I wanted to see it, but they don't have the clubhouse and the basketball courts and the dog park. And I was like, so you're paying like $300 a month. Plus a $45 lagoon fee.
Well, your
for the
total
lagoon.
cost with the lagoon is $300 a month.
Yeah.
Adding in your HOA, your
Ridiculous.
CDD, and your lagoon fee per month is $300 a month, plus
not
your
worth it.
mortgage.
It's
I'm
not
glad
worth
you came to that conclusion, like I said before going in.
All I needed to do was see it.
There's a big fountain when you enter.
Yeah, he's
The
like,
residents,
you pay for that.
the residents pay for
You
that
pay for
fountain.
that. Berry Bay is where we originally looked for Lennar. However, we are not looking at Lennar anymore. Shocking, because for the last, I think, like 2 or 3 years. 2 years.
Well, we never really explored any other new builders.
Yeah, it was Lennar, but the construction.
D.R.HORTON
How
has
they-
better construction. Yeah, they have cinder block, 2 full stories and a 2-story home. Whereas Lennar is cinder block first floor and then wood frame second floor.
Every 7 feet and through the windows and
Yeah,
doors,
they-
it goes cinder block all the way up.
Well, it's not just cinder block. No, they said they fill the cinder block.
Yeah.
So every 7 feet, it's a filled section of cinder block, which makes it even more solid. Plus, around every window and door frame on an exterior wall, they pour and fill the cinder block. So, I mean, you know, obviously, hurricane weather, all that kind of stuff. You save money on homeowner's insurance by having a home built that way.
They have a house with a porch.
Last night, Latitude tours, boat tours.
That was so
We
fun.
went on a dinner cruise just
Oh my
to end the
gosh.
night, and that was out of Ruskin.
They
So we
were
did end up
awesome.
looking around Ruskin as well. But those resale homes. Yeah, Latitude Tours. They said that you could see dolphins. It was literally just for a sunset and a dinner, a quick dinner. We didn't see any dolphins or manatees.
No.
A lot of
But,
birds.
I mean, it was really neat with the mangroves and like learning that there's a pig problem.
Yeah.
In
It was
Florida.
educational, so you're not just driving around on a
And-
boat.
But it wasn't like boring educational, like the captain and his
The first mate, yeah.
Yeah, they were
Jody
so
was
funny.
the first mate. I forget the captain's name.
I forget. They were
But-
super nice and funny, which I need funny and funny.
Entertaining education.
Yeah,
I mean, and who knew there was horseshoe crabs in Florida? I thought it was just in the Delaware Bay.
yeah. Apparently, alligators up to 6 feet, you really don't have to worry about. If they go over 6 feet, don't mess with the dudes.
The food.
Oh,
It was, what was the name of the place?
it was barbecue Bubba's.
Bubba Q's. It sounded
Their
familiar.
baked beans were the bee's knees.
Yeah, they were really good. It was either pulled pork in there or like pulled briskets.
Oh my gosh, those baked
They
beans.
mixed in with the baked beans. But I got the fried shrimp. That was really good. And you got the Texas sausage.
Yeah. It wasn't something like that. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the means. The meal was delicious, but the sausage isn't something like, ooh, I have to have that again. I wouldn't get
I
it
like
again.
that.
I tried something else.
Yeah, it didn't have like a very smoky flavor.
Yeah, it
It
did
was
have
just
like
a
a
seasoned.
sausage flavor. It tasted
so.
just more like,
I thought it tasted fine.
yeah, maybe it was missing the smoke. Like I was thinking of a barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Mission Barbecue's jalapeno cheddar, but the meal was delicious, and the corn on the cob hit the spot because I haven't had corn on the cob in a minute.
So yeah, it's an option to get a meal with the boat tour. So it's not, you can either not, you can actually bring your own food if you want to, or you pay, it was $15 per person to like get the food. It comes with one drink. You can buy extra drinks beyond that if you want to, including alcohol. It came, like if you drink, you can get a beer on the boat.
Or you have really nice people like the people we had that shared the wine.
Oh yeah, it was really neat because, so they called, they were going to cancel the tour because they usually go out on a minimum of 6 people only. There was only 4 that actually booked the trip. So they called to see if, I guess they were trying to move us to the next day's trip. But obviously we're leaving today. So they still did the trip. So it was only 4 of us on the whole boat that fits 24. So we had plenty of space.
And the people that we were with, they were super nice.
Yeah.
And they shared their rosé with me. That's all I got. I'm really tired. I probably could have slept for another couple hours.
Where are we going now?
Disney Springs.
So that'll be a separate video. No, we're stopping at one location in Winter Haven.
It says Winter Garden. I don't
It's
believe
pretty,
it.
it's a little more south. Yeah, I don't know.
It's Winter Garden.
I don't know. So yeah, we'll actually just video that neighborhood. But yes, there's an investment property opportunity that would be a great Airbnb because it's a location to the parks.
Like,
and it's reasonably priced.
Right there.
And we'd have a place to stay out there closer
The thing
ourselves.
also is with the price, like I looked at all the comparison pricing, what's sold and what the neighborhood's up for. You could easily talk them down,
Or
like
they may not.
$50,000
Or
if they will negotiate.
Yeah.
If they don't want to, they don't have to. But they're probably saying, "Can I get this?"
But now that we know about that area, it's a modular home like neighborhood.
But
we
it-
can keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And we don't have to buy this one. I don't know. We're just going to take a look at it and see what's what because it piqued our interest. All right, we're all cleaning up and checking out.
I'm tired.
Did you sleep last night?
I slept better last night.
Nice. Now we get another new bed tonight.
This bed was atrocious.
I liked it. I had no problems at all.
If you like hard beds,
I didn't think it was hard at all.
that shows you somebody that likes hard beds.
So yeah, this house was really neat and met our need.
But if you get hot easily,
Yes. there's
Don't stay here.
One negative. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. The
Don't.
fan helped. It's only if you're here during the day. If you're staying in the house a lot, you know what I mean? As soon as the sun goes down, the temperature starts to recover.
not fully.
I said it starts to recover. By the time you go to bed and
It's
you
like
wake up in the
74.
when you wake up in the morning, it's recovered.
Some people don't have air conditioning, so they're used to it.
Later.
I think this is fogging up, but we're at Vista Lago. This is the property that we're looking at for an investment to possibly Airbnb. It is gated, and they won't let us in unless we have an appointment with sales. So I'm just going to show real quick. There's a fountain. There's some waterfront properties here, but it looks really clean, really nice. It's gated, like I said, so security is tops. And it's a really nice area with food, shopping, all that kind of stuff. 10 minutes from Disney parks. So we will update as we explore this option also.
Several days later.
I just wanted to jump in here and do an update on the job search, what it's been like for the last couple of months for me specifically. I'll let Colleen do her own update at some point when she's comfortable doing that. I was hoping to be able to transfer with my own company, but there has been no maintenance positions opening up down in Florida in any areas that we've been looking. So over the last 3 or 4 months, I have been applying for jobs. So far, I've just been using Indeed, and I go in to check on a position, or literally I'll apply to a job, and then the next day I'll go to look up the phone number, and I'll get a message saying that job has already been given to somebody else. So I don't even get a phone call. I don't get a chance to interview, nothing. These companies are just skipping, probably because I don't live in Florida already. Some jobs obviously are better than others, would suit my needs better. So I do make phone calls. I attempt to reach out to people and I never get callbacks, or I'll send an email, find out an email of a sales representative or a manager at that location, and I email them directly and I never get a response. I don't know what it is. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would to find a job, but interviews I have had, it basically comes down to pay. It's kind of a known thing that Florida pays much less than northern states. The pay discrepancy was something I was prepared to deal with, but to not get phone calls or even a chance to interview is something that I didn't expect to happen, but it's happening, so I'm rolling with it. For over the last 3 or 4 months, I've applied to 19 jobs through Indeed, and I've only had about 3 or 4 phone calls, and that's even with me trying to reach out to those other companies, and some of them don't respond. So to successfully actually have a conversation on the phone, even if it doesn't work out because of pay or whatever reason, it still has only been 3 or 4 companies out of 19 applications. That being said, I will not sell myself short. So even though we would like to live in Florida and we would like to find jobs in Florida, we don't need to. So that's always like the upper hand. You know, these companies need someone to fill a position, and I don't need to take that job because I have a job and I already have a house. So when things align, you know, it may take 3, 4 more months. It may take 6 more months. And then, you know, we'll progress and it'll just be slower moving, even though we're hoping to be down there in the very near future. This may stretch out to another 6 months from now because I will not sacrifice pay. I've even applied to a few jobs that are higher level responsibility, knowing that my pay even might be the same as what it is, or slightly higher, but not much higher, you know, that make up that pay discrepancy by taking on a little more responsibility. But so far, not much has happened. But just yesterday, I did have a Zoom interview that went extremely well. It's a regional position. I even had a quick interview with the owner of the company right after the recruiter, because the recruiter interview went so well, she wanted him to talk to me right away. So that is very promising. The only caveat is it might be based in Fort Lauderdale. And that is not an area that we have researched at all. It's not even anything that we've come close to thinking or talking about. Because it's regional, they may allow me to base out of Tampa. They do know that I'm looking in the Tampa area, and it's something I discussed with them. I'm hoping it's Tampa, might be Fort Lauderdale, in which case, stay tuned, because there may be a pivot on this channel, and we're going to be diving into Fort Lauderdale. So you definitely want to subscribe and follow along, hit the notification so you know when the next video of our Moving to Florida series comes out. Until next time, last tag.